Hi, I'm Dr. Keith Johnson. I thought I'd read to you a passage in 2 Corinthians that Paul wrote that I think may be of a lot of help to all of us, and I want to talk about his particular reflections to us. Now, you and I have probably read this many times. I know I have read it many times, but this is the first time the Holy Spirit illuminated this passage to me as being important to all of our growth. 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, starting with the, 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, starting with the 6th verse. So we are always confident, knowing that while we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Lord. For we walk by faith, not by sight. We are confident, yes, well pleased, rather than to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord. Therefore we make it our aim, whether present or absent, to be well pleasing to Him. Now here's the interesting point of that passage. Paul already had an aim. Notice how he closed it. Therefore we make it our aim, whether present or absent, to be well pleasing in Him. Have you asked yourself, are you well pleasing to the Lord? Have you asked yourself if your aim is that you want to please God and to help Christ in His efforts? An architect wants to put a building together. He can't do that unless he's got a blueprint. He's got to know what he's doing and where he's going. He's got to know where the nails go. He's got to know where the boards go up. He's got to know where the bricks are laid. You and I are like that. We have to have an aim. We have to have a destination. We have to know where we're going and understand what direction it ought to be. Now, let's get back to what I started on the 6th verse. So we are always confident. I don't know if you can say that or not. I can't. I'm not always confident. There are times when I feel very insecure. There are times when I feel I just can't do this, or I'm not made to do this, or I'm not doing it right, or I said the wrong thing. I'm constantly filled with doubts, and this is what I think. I think the devil has at least 2 of his workers on my shoulder telling me I'm not good enough, I'm not confident enough, I'm not accomplishing what I ought to, and I'm really goofing up the whole plan. Now, I don't know that for sure, but I don't think those thoughts come from nowhere. And therefore, if that be the case with me, I can guarantee it's the case with you. The devil has all kinds of people around you, demons whispering in your ear, telling you, you can't do it, your job won't work, your marriage is going to fail, your relationship stinks, you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know how you're doing it. Now, maybe that's not happening to you, but it happens to me a lot. And the only way that I can straighten it out is go to Christ and beg for forgiveness and beg for guidance and beg for hope. But yet, it seems like Paul has sort of done that in the 6th verse. So we are always confident, knowing that while we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Lord. For we walk by faith, not by sight. We are confident, yes, well pleased, rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord. Therefore we make it our aim, whether present or absent, to be well pleasing to Him. You see what Paul is saying to us? He has one goal, one guidance. He's got one place he wants to be, and that is his aim, to be well pleasing in the Lord. He gets up in the morning and says, now how can I please the Lord today? At lunch he is saying, what can I do to please God? And the more he says it, the more he probably pleases God, or he keeps us on the right track. We have a direction there. It's a ship without a rudder until we understand where we're going. When we know the island and know the direction and can take our rudder and move that ship to the right island, we're okay. But we've got to believe that God is anxious to meet our need and to help us, to guide us. And that's what Paul had his confidence in. I know things don't go right with you. I know things don't always go right with me. We're human, and that's part of our training. We're stuck in a mortal body which has all kinds of problems. And most of those problems come from being separated from God. So, in communication with God, we are shown a destination and we are shown where to steer our ship, and all of a sudden we know where we're going. Sometimes some of us steer wrong, but here's the point: God, as captain of the ship, will make sure it always lands where it's supposed to. That's why Hebrews calls him the author and finisher of our faith. It's not up to us. Accepting Christ into our heart is up to us, but even that is controlled by God. Even that, God knows whether we're going to accept him or not, and is anxious for us to come in contact with him. Take the message, understand your aim, and give him the chance to guide you and point you in the right direction. Do what you can to be confident in him. In him, have your confidence. Let Jesus take charge of the picture, and let him direct you in your life where it needs to go. He promises he will. Take him up on it. Give him the challenge. Lord, you promised you'd take my life and you'd guide it. Now please do that. Let him do it. Let him do it right now.